Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Miss Arlene. All right. We are going to give this some time to let people show up. Yeah, go ahead. I'll take everything down after. Thank you. I don't know how many people, if anybody, who bought the kit is going to show up anyway. There's Miss Carla. Hello, Carla. We're going to give it like 10 minutes before we start. Let everybody get a chance to, get here that's going to be here. And then I'll post the link for the video and make it private. Fat fingers. Oh. Been a while since I printed this kit. I don't even remember what's in it. Oh, yeah. Okay, remember those. Yeah, remember that. Yeah, okay. Good stuff. You made hamburger stew? You won't tell. Okay, I'll tell. I'll tell everybody. I'm doing taco salads for dinner. Hubbard's gonna do a burrito though, because he can eat the taco shells, the chips, because of his toofy. His toofer hurts.
It does.
Ozzy, do not drink water and then examine closely my bins of sales goods. Drooly dog.
Good.
It does drooly dog. I got to drool on everything, Mom. Oh, let's see. All right. Used a crap ton of onion powder. I like to keep, the dried diced onions on hand, especially when I'm doing like ground beef or something like that, because you can throw them in there and the fat just plumps them right up. But hey, what can I say? I'm cheap, Well, I'm just going to play with this for a few minutes while we're waiting. I am in the process of making a Afghan for Ubber.
Yay.
Because he's always cold. And I haven't made an Afghan in years, so, I'm making him one. And I'm lazy, so even though I'm making it out of granny squares, I'm using variegated yarn so that I don't have to change the color palette. Well, honey, if you need me to slow down for anything, you just yell and I will. We got like 3 hours before I have to go live for mixed media. If I ever get my crap together, I'm going to be heading in your damn direction. Things in my world are changing, so I'm able to do those things. All right. All right. Like Rapunzel's dress. Oh, bad. That would be funny. That would be funny. I had to go to Snobby yesterday and pick up yarn because they're closed on Sunday, and he has an appointment at the dentist on Monday morning, and that's what I do when I'm in the waiting room places, And so I didn't want to run out of yarn, so I had to go get some, and they only had 3 skeins, so I got 3. I used to do that too, but it took away from my people watching. See, like this, I don't have to watch what I'm doing, so I can just crochet and still people watch. If I was on my phone, I couldn't people watch, and that's kind of boring. I like people watching. And then we leave and I go, did you see that skirt that girl had on? Oh my God. Gives me something to talk about when we go to lunch. Although I don't suppose we'll be going to lunch after this one because, he's getting a tooth ripped out of his head. Look, don't fight with me. I'm going to go through that hole, whether you like it or not. Booger head. Yeah, it did. All righty. So I'm going to take it at the 10, almost 11-minute mark. And knowing that this has been posted into the group and I've been talking about it for a week, that no one else is going to show up to do this. So we're going to do it. And then everybody else who bought the kit that wants to see it is just going to have to watch the replay, which means you don't get to ask me questions. No, you can. You can just email me, you know. Oh, where did that go? There it is. Booger. Boo-boo-boo-boo. Open. Open. Okay, back in there. You go in there. You go over here. All righty. Let me rattle Michelle's cage real quick. Let her know we're starting. Okay. So on every single piece, I wrote in pencil the size of the piece. That is so that we know what we're looking for. Okay? So leave all of that in the envelope. You just want to take out the black pieces at this point. Just the black pieces. And this we'll put away till later. But just for curious minds, you should have, I believe there's 3 pieces of double-sided cardstock in there, Halloween themed. There's this big image. There's 1, 2, I think there's like 2 or 3 sheets of these. And these are free. This is a free printable from those little things off of Pinterest. It is AI generated, just so you know. And then there's some scary words. And then there is 5 sheets of paper. Yes, 5. That's the same one. It's just different, upside down. That I got. This was a printable, and it was a, you know, it didn't have a copyright thing on it, so we were able to use it. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is create our base, which is these outer sections. These are flaps that go on later. This is our base piece. And to do this, one of our pieces has a big side pocket, and one of them has a big top load pocket. So what we are looking for should be 1, 2, 3. Then there should be 2 smaller pieces with 2 score lines down the middle. And then 1 piece that has 3 score lines with the side open. And then 1 piece that has 3 score lines with the top open. And those are the first 5 pieces we're going to be using. 6 pieces we're going to be using. Okay? So we're going to need a bone folder for this board and a pair of scissors. You want skizzers, okay? Because we're going to be doing some cutting on the edges. Corners. If you want to do, you know, the finger pulls on any of this, I would recommend that you do that as we're assembling. And we'll stop if you want to, you know, attach paper to this. If you're going to do, you know, your paper, I'll stop where it's appropriate. So like when we're doing these pockets, we'll stop before we put the pockets on so that you can do the paper on the back piece if you want to put paper on the back piece, okay? Okay, Miss Arlene, what you're looking for is the first 3 pieces of paper should be 8 by 5. They should be marked 8 by 5. There should be 3 of them. And then there should be 2 strips that are 8 by 2.5, and they have 2 score lines down the middle. There's 2 of those. So 3 of the 8 by 5, 3 of the 8 by 2.5, 2 1/4, sorry. And then 1 piece here that is your side pocket, which is a 9-inch by 5.5-inch piece with 3 score lines set up for the side to be the opening. So you should have a score line here, here, and here. And then there's another piece that's just as big that has score lines here, here, and here for the top open. Okay? And we're going to start just by, doing our... Donald Trump is calling me.
Dude, you don't want to know my opinion.
This one? It's very important. Why? Yeah, you only need 2 of these. 2 of these. 3 of this. 3 of the 8 by 5. 2 of the 8 by 2.25, 2.5, 2 1/4. And then there's 2 pieces that are 9 inches. Like one's 9 inches, the other one's 8.5. Okay. Yeah, the top opening one's a 1/2 inch shorter. My bad. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our folds on our creases here. Remember, valleys into hills, hills into valleys. So we're going to crease. These are our pocket pieces. We're creasing those first. And there should be 4 pieces that we're creasing. The 2 long thin strips and the 2 pocket pieces. So 4 pieces to do the stuff on, folding. Now, these can be a little difficult. So if you need to use your ruler, use your ruler. Because it's only a 1/2 inch. So the one that opens at the top is actually going to be in the middle. And the one that opens on the outside is actually going to be on your left. Okay? And I'm going to be using double-sided tape because for me it just works better for this. So I'm going to be using some double-sided tape. Glue is very acceptable. Okay? But once we have everything folded and burnished, what we're going to do is we're going to cut away the corners. So, angle in to your corner and then angle out. Cut that corner off. And if you want, wedge these top pieces a little bit too. We're just trying to reduce a little bit of bulk here. Now, I apologize for last night. I know I was a little weird, but my sugar was bad. It was like really low, and probably should have eaten something. But I fixed it. I'm fixing it. Okay. Okie dokie, schmoky. And I'm going to put in my finger pulse. All right, so if you're using glue with this, if you have some clamps or paper clips, I recommend that you use those to kind of hold it while it's drying, because this is heavyweight cardstock and it has a lot of pop in it. So it will pop. Yeah, I know, pain in the ass. All right, so now I did cut these for 1/2-inch tape. I'm so smart. FMRT. FMRT, I'm smart. Totally smart. Although if I was really smart, I would have put the tape on before I cut them, because that makes life easier. All right, so I'm just going to put tape on my flaps. And I can do this because my flaps, since they're going to be put in, I'm not worried about anything sticking to them. Okay. So the first thing is we're going to take one of these, which is one of our cover pieces, and we're going to glue this down to it, or tape it down, whichever the case may be. And so I'm going to line up my top piece. Get out of the way, out of the way. My top corners and my top piece, so that the rest of this is all lined up. Okay. Pocket. Okay, put it all back together the way it looks. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing on this middle piece. So, tapey, tapey, tape. Tapey, 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 tape. I don't have an original song for tape. Sorry. So, you know, I'm just going to call it a cover, and we'll sing the glue songs. What? Arlene, honey, you're not too slow. I will slow down if you want me to. You just have to say so. That I'm going too fast, and I will slow down for you. There is a piece of hair there. I can see it, but every time I go to grab it, it disappears. Seriously. Got it. That's enough to drive me crazy. Harry's under the desk and he's snoring. I can hear him down there snoring. It's just sad that my microphone doesn't pick it up because it's hysterical. All we're doing is taping the pockets down, honey. So just tape your pockets. You're going to make these 2 big pockets. That's all you're doing right now. 2 big pockets. One that opens on the side, one that opens at the top. That's it. That is all we're doing at this point. If you could just get her to pee on the neighbor's door, life would be good. My life is good because they had chicken balls at the Walmart. Can't help myself. I love them. So hello to everybody who's just hanging out. If you're trying to catch up and you bought the project, let me know, and that way I'm aware that that I'm waiting for you to catch up. So, chicken balls, yes, they sell these popcorn chicken pieces at the Walmart, and my youngest son, the big brain boy, he calls them chicken balls because they're round. And he used to get them at the store and go, chicken balls, oh, chicken balls. And he'd sing this all through the store, eating a cup of chicken balls. It was freaking hysterical. So if you bought the kit and you're just coming in, and you're trying to catch up, not the same thing. What we have here in front of us, the paper, the decorating paper and stuff is all to the side. All we're working on is the black pieces. And if you take these and you have the smaller pieces face down, you're going to take the 6 pieces off the back. You should have 3 pieces that are the same size. They are 8 inches by 5. And then you should have 2 pieces that are 8 by 2 1/4. 2 1/2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 1/2, 2 and 2 1/2. And then you should have 1 piece that is 9 by 8.5 and another one that is 8.5 by 6. I'm pretty sure that's the measurement on that one. Okay, and all we're doing at this point, you'll start by folding hills into valleys, valleys into hills. You're going to fold up your 2 spine pieces, and then you're going to fold your edges on your side pocket and on your top load pocket, clip the corners, and then you're going to tape these down. You can use glue if you want, but tape is actually the most effective way to do it because of the spring on this 110-pound cardstock, okay? So if you're just joining us, that's pretty much where we're at. We've just completed 2 pockets. That's it. All right? And if you are in the room and you bought the kit and you want to watch this playback, make sure that you grab the link for this, because we're not thumbs upping, we're not any of that, because I'm going to make this private video once we're done, and then you can bring it up anytime you want as long as you have the link. All right, now this big pocket in the middle, that is where we have that tuck to put in paper if you want to put in notebook paper. So for this one, you want to put that pocket facing down, okay? Facing down. This pocket should be facing towards you. This pocket should be facing down. And this pocket doesn't have a pocket. Hello, Miss Christine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the next part of this, which is going to be putting this together sort of as a book. So this piece, which is your front spine, goes on the outside. Okay, so we're going to put tape on the inside of this. The inside being the part that's folded up towards you. And then this, we're going to take the tape off because this is going to go here. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that your top and your bottom are lined up and that this can fold. So you want it just a hair off that fold line. Okay? Does that make sense? Just a tiny little bit off that fold line because you want it to be able to fold. All right? So I'm going to start with taking these pieces of tape up. And I'm going to flag them. Whenever I work with tape, this is always the easiest way of doing it. And then I'm going to line up the end where the tape is still connected, still covered. And I'm going to put down this side. And then if I pull these out, that piece lines up. Okay. So that's my front cover. And then for the next pocket, I'm just going to flip this over, put the pocket down. So I'm moving it to my right. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So this one is inside when you're looking at it. And this one is on the inside as well. Okay. Does that make sense? Can you see that? So there's your spine. This piece is going to go onto your spine. Okay. So tape. Tape. I love this tape. Sook Wang. Sook Wang. Again, I'm just going to flag this. And I want this to be flush with this. So to do that, what I do is I put this down. Stand it up. And then I line up this one. And pull those in. Nice and flush. So now I have my spine, one pocket here, and one pocket up here. Okay? And we're going to do the other one exactly the same. Putting it on here, making sure that the fold is flush with this edge. And then this piece goes on the inside. Does that make sense? So your pieces are on the inside glued to this part, and on the outside, they're glued to the outside. I hope that makes sense. I never know if what I'm saying makes sense when I do this. I'm hearing music. Thank you. It makes sense. I'm hearing music. I'm hearing Delta Dawn. Delta Dawn. What's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose of days gone by? It's probably Hubbard. He listens to music at work. Very low so that I really can't hear it, but every now and then I pick it up, you know, like I pick up a song that I recognize. Again, this one, we want to make sure that this flap is going to close. So we want to be just like a hair away from that score line. So that's our base. So you should have like a spine showing on both of your top pieces. And then when you open it, you'd have a spine on both of these. Okay? And then a big pocket in the back. So a big pocket here, big pocket there, nothing over here. 2 spines, 2 spines. That's driving me crazy. I don't know why I wrote it right there. Insanity. Okay. So let me know when you get to this point or you're ready to move on. I'm going to clean up all my little bits. Because, you know, I make a lot of little bits. Oh, I just threw them on the floor. The trash can's full. Ugh. Treat the doggies. Treats. Treats. Okay. It's great, but it's done. How you doing, Carla? One for John, but good. It takes a minute to get the idea of putting it, you know, straight. It's weird. But it can be done. Okay, so the next thing we're going to move on to are these 2 flaps. And they should, technically speaking, be the next 2 pieces that you have. And one of them, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yes, you can. Is just slightly smaller than the other. And the slightly smaller one goes on the left. The slightly larger one goes on the right. So again, we're just going to, you know, fold on our creases, on our score lines. Hills into valleys, valleys into hills. Smaller one goes on the left. Yes. Smaller one on the left. Well, you know, if you hold it up with the other hand and close the other eye, it looks perfect. And all we're going to do is adhere these into that spine area. me get some baloney out. Baloney tape. I like me some baloney tape. Except that I have to cut it. I can't just tear baloney tape. It doesn't like to tear. Okay. That slows you down.
Okay, wait.
Patience is not his strong suit, Daddy.
Well, people listen once I say wait. People wait. Stay out of the planter. I'm tired of digging. I'm gonna blow off the porch for you.
Daddy has a big planter pot outside there. And
Well, the top of it comes up to my shin.
he was trying to grow some flowers in it. There's something growing. We don't know what the hell it is. But all of a sudden, Ozzy has decided that this is the perfect place to dig.
Well, beginning of the year, there were seeds in there, and then things grew, and then things died, and then weeds came along, and they lived, so I left them alone. Now he's digging.
Hi, Miss Tina. Okay, so when you put this one in, you want to make sure it's narrower than your spine, so you just want to make sure it's in the middle. So that it moves. Both sides, exactly the same. And you do want the the opening, you know, the flap to be towards the center. I guess it doesn't really matter as much as really just need it to clear both folds. Okay. So that is basic assembly 101. That is your basic. Now we're going to decorate. Now I have provided you with paper to decorate. So we're going to take that out now and take a look at it. But you don't have to use this. This is, if you want to make this strawberries and sunshine, go for it, babe. But this is where we have to start decorating, because now we're going to be, you know, getting ready to put pockets and stuff on. And in order to do that, you want to do the backgrounds first. So now I did provide this image, which is the size that is required to go on the front. You don't have to put it on the front. If you don't want to put this on the front, don't put it on the front. Put something else on the front. It is entirely up to you. Okay? Yeah, no, Carla, I know it. I know that's not going to happen. And then you have all of these images again, and some sayings. And again, these are from those little things, AI generated, and they're free. They're for personal use. So, you know, you use them as you choose. And then you have the paper, which I purchased, and there's no copyright on it. So this is a free, not a free to use. I had to buy it, but they don't have any restrictions. So everybody got different ones too, by the way, because there was a huge amount in here. I think there was like 15 or 20 different designs. And so I sent everybody, I think 5 or 6 sheets, which is plenty to do this. So at this point, you can pretty much just decorate the pages. And so let's see, where are we at? We've got, all right, we've got about 30 to 45 minutes left. So we're going to kind of do this.
Actually, about to go get them.
I was trying very expensive. See the Goodyear part.
This image also is free. This is from Artsy Fartsy. And you can find it at artsyfartsy.com. I think that's the website. But yeah, if you just go onto Pinterest and put in Artsy Fartsy, links to this stuff will come up. So you can go over there and check that out. But it will fit. And, you know, to make this yours, you could back it on one of these if you wanted to. On here. Let's see what's this one. You know, that's an option. I kind of like that the best though. So I'm just going to measure this little booger to what size I cut it to. Let's see. 4 1/4 by, I'm going to take a little bit more off the top to balance it. Four and a quarter by 6 3/4, so 7 by, I'm going to try 7 by 4 1/2, and we'll see where that gets me. I have no idea how big this piece of paper is. 8 1/2. So I have to take 1 1/2 off. Hopefully I cut that right. Oh, there is a seam on the front, sweetie. There's a seam. Oh, yes, indeedy. So I'm going to get some ink because I just want to get rid of the white line on the paper, you know. I don't necessarily want to put ink on the paper, but I do want to get rid of that white line. And you don't have to decorate this the way that I'm decorating it. That's why everybody got different paper. See how I am? Oh, crap. Yeah. That's pinned down. I'm going to have to get a new one. I don't know what I did with them. What did I do with them? No idea. See, and this is why I am terrifying. Got one. Yes, front piece is side pocket. Okay. I found a pin. I have a whole package of them someplace. I will have to find them later. Okay, so this is my front. Now, I did not include anything for these big pockets, you know, like the big journal cards and stuff, or any of the smaller ones for that matter. It's just a matter of personal, you know, for you to put in with whatever stash you want to use, whatever you want to put in there. And I didn't do that because, to be honest, this is kind of a big, thick area. And so if you wanted to put like a notebook in there, you could get a pad in there, certainly. So, you know, it's a personal preference thing. I'm just saying. All right. Now, this page can be decorated. And this page, which is going to have a pocket on it, can be decorated. So I'm just going to, you know, cut and measure. And these measurements should be pretty good. I have them all written down. I just don't know. These are just the base numbers. I don't know what the decorating numbers are. So this one is 8 inches. So for me, if I was going to cover this, I would go 7 3/4 by 4.5 for this piece. 7 3/4 by 4.5. So I'm going to write this down. 7 3/4 by 4.5. That's the math. And there's no, there's a big pocket that goes here. So, you know, don't be putting a focal point and thinking that, you know, it's going to work, because it may not.
This is one of the advanced technical support calling me out of the line. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
So I'm just going to get out my trimmer, my little Carl.
Mark, how you doing, buddy? I have your internal ticket number.
I'm going to trim this off.
018-002. NRFO request.
And then I'll go ahead and cut this
So,
to the
yeah,
width,
yeah.
which is 4.5.
Oh, okay, no problem.
And then I'm
Gotta
going to
love
cut off
working
the
with
top.
that top-notch equipment, you know?
And cut it to height, which is 7 3/4.
Yesterday, yeah.
So this is my first page cover. And you just pick whichever one you want and, you know, cut it down.
Oh, no, that's fine. I get it. It's not something you and I control. As long as it's what they say in the notes and it's covered in paper, black and white, I'm good with it. I'll just keep it in mind. So, hey, fantastic. Monday, next follow up on this. Should we shoot
This
for, like,
should
mid-morning,
fit
like 10, just to make sure they're in as a
right
copy
on here,
actually had a chance to review?
like that.
All right. In that case, that's when we'll about time we'll be giving you a call back. All right, Bart. Really appreciate the update on
Okay,
that. So you
so I'm
guys
gonna put this one in.
can tickets and TT tickets, huh? That's what I was thinking. This is originally just reading this Mark because I'm used to doing Tango in front, you know. Oh, okay. Good to know. Yeah, good to know. Okay, fantastic. Hey, Bart, you have yourself a fantastic day. I really appreciate all the patience and understanding in this matter. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
So this piece is the first flip, okay? So I've got my front cover, and then I did my flip. So obviously the piece that goes on the other side is going to be the same measurement. So it's this piece and this piece are going to be the same size. So 7 3/4 by 4.5 inches wide. So you would have one and then you have the other. And the other side of that is going to have, again, it's going to have a belly band. So whatever you put there will be seen, but not entirely. Remember, you may want to, you know, put something more basic here and then have like a focal piece you cut in the middle. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to cut another piece at 4.5. And I'm going to try and get as much of this skull as I can. So let me get that off of there, that edge. I like this little skull. It's cute. I'm going to call him Scully. And then I'm going to trim the top. And 7 3/4. Hi, Rudy. And again, I'm really just inking to get rid of the white line, if there's a white line. But you can ink any way you want. And I'm going to go ahead and put this piece in. So this is really just kind of decorating it in prepping to put pockets in and belly bands and things like that. He's so handsome. You take all the time you want, honey. That's why you can watch this back, okay? At this point, I'm just giving you the sizes you can decorate on your own, and then we're going to talk about the pockets. Okay. So the next piece for this is this piece right here. And this piece is I think this one is 9 by 3 1/4. Let me check.
So
yeah, this one is 9 by 3 1/4, and it has a 1/2 inch score on either side. And valleys into hills, hills into valleys. We're just going to fold those. If you do not want this to be that wide, you only want a 2-inch belly band, whatever it is. Just cut it down. It doesn't have to be, this big wide piece. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to cut mine down to about 1.5 inches.
All right. So, unfortunately, David, we're at the mercy of the site supervisor.
Just because I don't want to cover up very much of the skull. I want to see some of it. See, now I can see part of it. So now I'm going to measure to cover this piece. And here's the trick to this. 1/4 inch. So measure your piece. This now says 8 inches. So 7 1/4 by, this is 2.5. So 2 1/4. So 7 1/4 by 2 1/4. 7 3/4 by 2 1/4. Always just take 1/4 inch off. Oh, let me see. What piece do I want to use?
Okay. Well, I just wanted to give that update so you got that in your notes that set an expectation of when we'll be coming back around on this, okay? All right, David, anything else I can try to assist you with today on this time, sir? All right, I appreciate your patience and understanding in this matter, and you coming, sir. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Really, though?
Okay, David. Yeah. All right.
If I did that right. All right. So now I'm going to put this on. Here. That one's a little thin. I don't why exactly. But it is a little thin, so I'm going to use the thinner tape. It goes on the back. So you have your front page, which is your pocket. Nothing here. You have a decorated page here. And then when you flip it over, that's where your belly band goes. And my kit, I don't know why, probably because I had a leftover paper, but mine actually had the same piece twice, so I am able to do this. If you want copies of this digital and you want something like, so you could do like this, let me know and I'll send you the pages. It puts the lotion in the basket. Right? So I've never done this before, so I'm hoping that I get this right. Because if I got it right, it's going to be cool. Okay, here we go. Line up his eyeball. It worked. Yay! All right. I'm ridiculously happy about that. Look, honey.
Cute. I love it.
I'm ridiculously happy about that. Okay. Thank you for your applause. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ridiculously, stupidly happy about that. That's a lot of mathing in my head. All right, I'm done. No, I'm not. That was good. Okay. All right. So on the first side of this, there's a pocket, and it should be it's this corner pocket that has the two sides. It is this pocket. I know they're hard to see, but it's 6.5 by 4.5, and it's right there. And you can put this on either way. You know, you can have it go that way or you can have it go that way. It doesn't matter, whichever way you want to put it on. But on the demonstration purposes, it's on this side. Okay. We're gonna play with this one a little bit. So I'm gonna move this for the minute, and we're gonna work on just this piece. Okay. So just like everything else, we're going to fold and fold and burnish our folds. Now, from the fold, we're going to come out 2 inches and put a line. And then from the fold, we're going to come up 2.5 inches and put a line. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut from there to there. If you don't care about the measurements, be brave. Just do it. Okay? That's going to give us that angle. And then I'm going to put my tape on before I trim it this time. Because that will make my life easier. My achy stickies for this. Okay? And then we need to cut a piece that's going to cover this if you want to cover it. If you don't want to cover it, don't worry about it. But what we're going to be covering is just this inside piece. So we're going to take and cut a piece that is 3.5 by 5.25. Yes, 3.5 by 5.25. Out of any piece of paper you have that you're using, like I said, you may not be using this set. Hi, Zena. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here, but I'm going to make my distance twice what it would be, and then turn it over and trace this. Watch this. It's fantastic. And then I'm going to cut that. And then when I put it down, it's the same distance all the way around. Okay? And again, I'm going to ink just to get rid of the white and then put this down. How you doing, Zena? I know it was one of the few digitals that I could find that was like they didn't have their little cottage policy of, hey, don't share this. It was like, once you buy it, do what you want with it. And I thought it worked out really cool. It had a lot of nice pages, and I was able to divide it up so everybody got something different and some of the same, which was really cool. And most of it, I'm going to be honest, most of it you don't even have to decorate. It's just perfect the way it is. Sick. Just sick. I'm telling you, sick, 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 sick. Sick. I got to find that rest of that thing. I have a whole pack of pins for these, and I don't know what the hell I did with it. Mm-hmm. You slept a lot today.
Jelly.
Yeah, Hubbard's jelly. His tooth hurts, and he wants to take a nap, but he can't.
I always want to take a nap.
Yeah, he does always want to take a nap. That is true. All right, so we're going to bring the book back in. And then this little sucker's going to go right there. All right. Need my hooky do. There. Push that down. This. Come off of there. Just like that. Okay. Now, placement of this is up to you. If you want it close to your fold, put it close to your fold. If you don't care, put it out, a little further. Entirely up to you. So that's our first page done. Okay? And we're going to stop and pause here and let people catch up. And I'm going to eat some cashews. No, thank you. This was my quarterly kit this quarter. We're doing it later than we usually do. Usually we do it by the beginning of the month. But there was an issue with one of them. So I waited so that everybody had their kit before we started. Hey, Jassy. Now, obviously, yeah, I pre-sold this one before I cut them because it was a pain in the butt. So obviously for this one, you can cut it yourself. Just measure it, take 1/4 of an inch off, and cut your pocket, your cover for your pocket. And that can be anything you want it to be. Maybe you want to just leave it the way it is and you're just going to decorate on this page. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. Like I said, there's not I think you could probably cover every piece of this with what's included in the kit. I do want to put in one little thing. On the back here, if you cover this, this is where you're going to want to put your cord for your tying. And I did include some orange rickrack and some vintage seam binding and stuff. That's where you're going to want to use it. If you glue it here underneath your paper or decoration, it's going to wrap around the whole thing and be able to close this up and tie it. Okay. So just as an FYI, before you decorate the back panel, make sure you put that on. All right. Thank you, Miss Tina. yes, I'll be honest, Zena, this is a kit that I sold. This is going to be a private video. And I'm not giving out all of the, usually I give out the measurements, but I'm not giving out all the measurements on this one. And it's pretty easy to put together once you, like, when you see it in front of you and you actually do it, it's very easy to put it in front of you. But cutting this, because this is 110. This is really heavyweight.
Oh, it's a fun-filled day for me every day. My friend doing the same thing twice ever. You know.
So I pre-cut these and I pre-score everything in my kits, just to make them easier. Because who wants to get a kit and be frustrated with it? You know, who wants to get a kit and have like pieces and parts and pieces of like and stuff and go, what am I supposed to do with this? You know. So I tend to try and put everything in the kit that I think you're going to be wanting to use, other than like glue and adhesives, ink, you know, standard craft supplies. But you know, I try to make sure there's enough paper in there. I try to make sure that there is enough decorating stuff in there. I think this one included some stickers. It's got 3 sheets or 4 sheets of ephemera. Just, you know, everything that you could possibly want. But because this one had to be cut individually, I did pre-sell this one. Now, I will tell you all that I do have the next project, next quarterly project, which I think is January. Yeah, January. It's coming out in January, and it's going to be in 2 colors. You can either get it in black, and it's actually chipboard. It's not just 110. It's chipboard, and this is kind of a sneak peek of what the next quarterly project is going to be. You can get it in black, and you can get it in.
Oh, hey, no, I tell people I spend half of my day watching that little spinning circle having fun. On the screen. You know, that's
black and craft. Those are the 2 colors I have available. And those are going to go on sale in January.
Alrighty. We still have it. You guys open this with Ebon.
So, all right. So now we've gotten through this point. So we have our front covers done. This pocket, which is optional for you to decorate. Then you have a little pocket here on this flap. You have a belly band. We're not talking about that.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
And then we have this page here. Now, technically, this page is supposed to use these. Where is it? No. I lost a piece. Yeah, leave it to me. Here it is. I just didn't score it. It's supposed to use these 2 pieces, and they're supposed to be like little pockets on the side here and here that you can tuck, you know, like writing paper into. But that's entirely up to you. If you don't want to do that, and I found that some people didn't kind of want to do it, what we're going to do is we're going to make just a piece that comes across like this, so that you can put a pad in here, a notepad. So to do that, we're going to do a little bit of scoring. I hate to do this to you guys because I know how much you love it, but this piece on the back here is 5 inches. So you're going to cut this piece to 6. And you're only going to need 1 of these. And it's 9 inches. So you're just going to take 3 inches off of it. Easy peasy, right? And then you're going to be doing a 1/2 inch score. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, it's not a big deal. Put this down. Doesn't even have to, you don't even have to have a grid board for this, okay? All you need to do is just put a ruler on there at 1/2 inch. Draw a line at your 1/2 inch mark. And then just go over it with anything. Your scoring tool. You know, your bone folder. You just want to put that in there. Maybe, you know, the edge of your scissors, the dull edge of your scissors. That's going to give you a fold line that you can use to put this down. And we just want it to be 5 inches, which this is. You can decorate this if you want to. Just use a piece of your leftover. If you have a piece. Oh, I do. I have a piece right here. Look at that. So this piece is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to do 1 1/4 inches by 4 3/4. Take that off. This is going to be behind a pad, so I'm not real worried about it. 3/4, 1 1/4 inches. I'm not going to care that it's, you know, sideways. You could use washi tape here if you wanted to use washi tape. I think I did include washi tape with the kit as well. It's been a while since I packed it up. I don't really remember what I put in there. A lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff. Yes, if you're a high tier Patreon member for 2 months, 2 consecutive months prior to the release, then you get the kit for free. Yes, there was washi, fibers, lace, everything. I put all kinds of stuff in these kits. I try to make them, you know, as complete as possible because I've seen some kits that sell that are expensive and there's not jack in there. Actually, somebody I know got a kit from somebody and they came out and they came to me with it and they were like, how much would you pay for this? And I was like, nothing. And I know that sounds harsh, but it was like, to me, it looked like just trash. I was not impressed. Not impressed. But, you know, I just think if you're going to sell a kit, you should really kind of include everything in it that, other than standard basic craft supplies, that the person's going to need to do it, you know? Not you have everything and then you're going to show them how to do it. But you're, you know, because you have everything, you can do it and they can't because they don't have everything. And I get it. For some people, getting the kit is just about, you know, the experience. Of, you know, being in the room and chatting with all your friends and stuff. And that's cool too. But for me, if I'm going to sell a kit and I'm going to have people pay for it, I'm going to, you know, give them something other than my fantastic company. All right. So, like I said, originally this is supposed to be, you know, and you can still do it that way if you want. But I decided I wanted to put a pad in here instead. But if you want to do it the original way, where did I put that? Here it is. Just do the same thing that you would do with a regular like pocket. You're going to fold these back, burnish them, do your corner cuts, and then you're just going to install one on one side and then install the other one on the other side. Okay? Yeah, I'm just, you know, I just have a problem with them. I have an issue with buying a kit that is incomplete. And I've seen fabulous kits. But what can you make with it? For me, if I'm buying a kit, I want to be able to know what my product's going to be, my end product. And I probably should have put paper down here before I did this, but I didn't. So shoot me. There we go. Oh, well, I guess we'll be taping that back down. There we go. Okay, I'll fix it. No big deal, but I am going to put a piece of paper here. So just for those who need it, the measurement on this one is 5. So 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. I think we're going to put this big house there, this big creepy house. So let me get that out of the way, and I'll bring in my trimmer. Hi, Rose. There was a thing a couple of years ago. I don't know if anybody remembers this one, but somebody sold a kit. Oh God, it had to be about 6, 7 years ago. And it was like supposed to be in a bucket. And it was like it was supposed to come in a bucket. It was supposed to be big deal. And you were supposed to get all this incredible stuff in it. And like tons of people bought it. And it was full with it, and they paid like $60 for this thing, and it was full of Dollar Tree stuff. I was like, ooh, yeah, there's some real aggravated people right now. I'd have been ticked. You know? I'd have just been mad as a hatter. I just, no, I'd have lost it. And I guess that like somebody who bought it was local to the person who was selling it, and they took them to court. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was about 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, because it was before Amy got here. And then that person kind of got like, I guess YouTube found out about it, and they shut the channel down. And then that person came back like 16 times with different channel names, and it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. But yeah, it was supposed to be like, you know, those paint buckets, those little metal paint buckets that you sometimes get like flowers and stuff in. I don't know who sells them that way, but there's a one manufacturer that does. You get like a little paint bucket, and it's like a clear little paint bucket. And matter of fact, I have one. Hold on. I have one. It's sitting right there. I can see who does this. Portfolio. Like this little paint bucket, right? Only it was the bigger size one. And it was supposed to be full of stuff to do this project. And it was Dollar Tree stuff, and it was just garbage. And people were livid. But yeah, it was a big deal. Huge deal. But yeah, I've had people buy stuff, and then, you know, they'll ask me, they'll be like, well, you know, how much would you pay for this? Not a dime. Not a dime. Not a penny. Not a popper. No. I would not. Why? Because it's garbage. That's garbage. Okay, so now I can put a pad in there. Oh, yeah. People do that too. Okay. Let me get this glued down. This is going to be a pain in my rump because I pulled it up. Okay. So now if we move on to the next one, this piece is just a little bit wider than this page, and that's, you know, because we need to accommodate the folding. Because when you fold this, it actually it moves over just a little bit. See that? So that's why this one is a little bit smaller, so that when this folds over, it allows it all to continue to fold. So this piece is a little bit bigger, but it's still going to be 7 3/4 tall. It's just that this one is exactly 5 inches. So 4 3/4 wide, 7 3/4, 4 3/4. Okay. 2 pieces that size. She's so cute. Okay, so 7 3/4, 4 3/4. I'm going to need 2 pieces of that. So I'm going to go ahead and get those cut. What am I doing with this? I know I can't cut on that thing. All right. So I'm just going to take this top piece off, and then I'm going to cut this to size, to height, 7 3/4. Spin it around. 7 3/4. 4 3/4. And then I need a second one. The pumpkin. Okay, we're gonna do it off this side. I think. No, we'll use this one. Okay. 4 3/4, right there. Taking the top off. See these? I'm going to save these because I may use these on the hinges. You know, this like on there, you know, if I want to do that, I could do that. I don't know. All right. All right, so we're going to put these on. We're doing them on this flap. I love the evil pumpkin. So I'm putting evil pumpkin man here, and then these bats on the other side. So ink on the edge just to get them blacked up. See, for me, that's a personal pet peeve. You know? And there are people out there that do that. You know, they do fundraisers and stuff, or, you know, sympathy for me because I have this issue, and they don't, and it irritates me. And sometimes, you know, people get scammed. They get people with the best of intentions get scammed and get screwed. And to be honest, they can continue to be screwed by that person for a very long time, because that person knows how how to do that, how to gain people's sympathy. And so then, you know, they do the whole, well, it's not me, it's them. And people still, you know, and then you kind of get caught in it, you know, you get stuck in it. Yeah, they're only required to donate a certain portion. There's been one going on around here lately, and it's a bunch of people standing out on the corner collecting money, saying that they're doing a funeral for some girl who's got leukemia. Only she hasn't died. She's not dead yet. The family's just trying to collect money in case of. No. No. A preemptive strike. But yeah, people that do that, and you know, they play on your emotions. Yeah. All right, so our next pocket that goes in, now that we have our cover down, is this one. This is the one that's 5 3/4 by 4. And it is a base pocket, so it has the wide side is open, and then you have 3 sides on it. And again, on this one, you're just gonna, you know, put your tape down. Make sure you have it on the valley side, because you're going to make those into hills, and that means those are going to be folding backwards. And then we're going to be cutting off those corners. Wedging at the top. And then going ahead and folding these and hitting them with our bone folder to burnish. And if you bought this kit and you've decorated it, I would love to see it. So if you want to put it in the group, that would be fantastic. Look, I think scammers should get what they deserve. Check for size. Make sure it's going to fit. But you know what? Here's the thing, and I've learned this. There used to be a couple of people on Facebook, on YouTube, that they used to poor mouth so bad. You know? And people felt sorry for them. And so people started like sending them stuff. There was a couple, we did one a few years ago. There was a gal who lived in Australia, I think it was. Anyway, she used to come on and she would poor mouth about how she couldn't get supplies, you know, crafting supplies. And so a bunch of us kind of felt bad, you know? And so everybody sent all of this stuff, and I got the stuff. They sent it to me. And then I was going to pay the shipping to send it to her. So everybody sent me all the stuff. I paid the shipping for it and sent her this huge, it was two of the large size shipping boxes, you know, the flat rate ones. And they're going to Australia, so they were expensive. They were like 35 bucks a piece, 40 bucks a piece. And I sent them to her. And she then started complaining that she never got the packages, but it showed that they had been delivered. And she's like, well, they never got here. But, you know, because we have a rural address and that, and she started going off, and she just kept saying, you know, that she wasn't getting it and this, that, and the other. And other people started sending her stuff directly. And then one day she was posting some pictures of something her mom was making or had made, and sitting right there was like the craft supplies that I had sent. And some of that stuff was very identifiable, just based on what it was. And she finally went away, but it was a good year that she would come in to my lives. And this was back years ago. She'd come into the live. Oh, we did call her out on it. But she'd come into the live and she'd start like in the chat. She'd be like, where's my stuff? You said you were going to send me stuff. Where's my stuff? And she was putting it in the chat box. And finally, one of the gals in there just had enough of her and like told her to shut the hell up and get out, because she was just going on and on and on, and she wouldn't stop. And, you know, I get it. If somebody's told you they're going to send you something and they don't send it to you, that's frustrating. But when I sent you that package in good faith, and then you tell me you don't get it, but it's there, I see it. I see the stuff. So yeah, she got blocked. And then we ended up, I reached out to, I was contacted by YouTube, because YouTube, she made a complaint against my channel. 4.25 by 3.25. Okay. 4.25 by 3.25 to cover that. She made a complaint and said that I was some kind of false thing and whatever. But they reached out to me and they were like, okay, what's your part of this? And I told them, I was like, look, she says that she doesn't have anything. I'm not connected to any kind of charity or anything. It was just a group of friends. We decided to be nice to this person and to send her some things, some craft supplies. I even Googled her address and found out there's like 10 craft stores within 5 miles of her house. Okay. And I was like, so we sent her craft stuff, some, you know, some merchandise that she didn't have to pay for. We paid for it for ourselves. A couple of people did, after it all was said and done. That is not wide enough. After it was all said and done, some people got in touch with me. And why did that not? It's 4.75. I cut it at 4.25, not 4.75. Let's try that again. Some people did reach out and offer to help me with the shipping. And that I was grateful for that, because that's expensive. You know, that's a lot of shipping. 3.75. And take this off right there. And then this side, 4.75. Okay, so right there. And yeah, they finally, and I was like, you know, she's been harassing me for almost a year. And so they went ahead and took her channel down and took away her ability to get back on YouTube eventually. But yeah, she was for like the longest time just constantly. Why is this just not? Okay, that's better. Yeah, so I did finally get rid of her. She started popping up on Facebook too, and I got rid of that. I think I want to take just a little bit more off of this. Just a hair. Little bit. But what do you do? For the most part with YouTube, the only reason that I was able to get any response from them was because she reached out to them and complained and lodged a fraud charge against my channel. That was the only reason I got any resolution, because to be honest with you, as a creator, if I try to contact YouTube for assistance on something, it is never going to happen. It is the Wild friggin' West. Yeah, there are some cuckoos on here, I'll tell you. Yeah. But I mean, it's happened to me in real life. I've had somebody lie to me about things like that. And then, and here's the thing, you can't do anything. You can't say or do anything, because if you do, you're the bad person. I'm just saying. All right, so the last pocket we really have is this one. And this one we're going to do exactly like we did on this one. Again, whichever side of the page you want to put it on, if you want it on this side or that side, it's up to you. But we're going to do this one exactly the way we did the other. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put our tape on and do our corner edge here and here. And then, lop this off, baby. It doesn't matter. You don't have to measure this. Just lop it off anywhere you want. If you have one of those big, like I have one of these huge corner rounders, I could do the corner rounder thing if I wanted to. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to get this out of the way real quick so that we can do the folding. This is a valley. That's a valley. So we're going to turn them into hills. And don't get me wrong, there are some charities on YouTube. Yes, you're a kook, but I love you. But you're our kook. And there are some fantastic charities that do wonderful things for people. And they use YouTube as a venue to for fundraising, for community, and that's okay. No, and I don't agree with every one of them that's on here, but you know what? If they're legitimate, I'm cool with it. Do you, boo? But then there's the people that come on here that they fake stuff. Oh, my house burned to the ground. Really? Because you just posted some pictures of you taking your kids to Disneyland and you're driving around in a Cadillac Escalade. I drive a 10-year-old Chevy. Well, thank you, Miss Tina. And all right, so I have my little, I got to do my thing. So now I'm going to measure this, which is 4 5/8 by 3.5. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/8. Let's see how big this is. 4 1/4. It's a little bit small. It's okay. I'll work with it. So I'm just going to lop off a piece of this. You don't have to measure this. You can do this any way you're comfortable. Boop, there we go. Lopped it off. And I'm just going to take this piece, put it on here, right side up. Double my distance. Get my double the distance. Turn it over. Trace. Cut. What did you do wrong? Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened, honey. And we'll figure it out.
Hey, Jim, this is Mike with Cox Advanced Technical Support. I was hoping to talk to you about...
A pocket's too big for the page. Okay, so it's this one, isn't it?
8234. This is for the 650 North 21st Street.
Okay.
Street.
Is it too wide?
That aspect of that ticket is coordinated.
And my question is, did you use this one?
Each room or apartment has its own account. Had to create 2 new tickets, one for room 108 and one for
No.
room
Okay.
112.
So it's this one and it's too wide.
Ticket for room 108 is
So you may have these 2 pages altered. So
8237.
take this off.
The
Just be
ticket
careful.
for
Take it off. It shouldn't be too adhesed
room
down yet.
112 is gonna be
Just take this one off and just fold it back a little further.
009.
And then redo your
Just
notch.
wanted to let you know about that. I'm gonna be looking to try to set
Can you
up
do
for
that?
come out. I was hoping to talk
If
to
not,
you
take
about
it off and
this
I'll
so
send you a
that
new
I'd be
pocket.
able to find out if the
Just
site
get it off of there and I'll send you a new one.
are available for a technician to be there like 8 to 10 Monday morning. That would be the soonest at this point in time that I have to schedule that. If you give us a call sooner, we can schedule those time frames with you, and then that way we'll know that the technician will be able to get access to those rooms.
Okay.
Please give
So
us a
yeah,
call
just
back so
back
we
this,
can get all
take this
squared
and
away
just
for you. I do
move
apologize for this.
that
Thanks for
score.
calling
Just
me.
fold it in a little further.
We'll hold these tickets,
Okay?
try to get a hold of you.
If you need me to send another one, you'd let me know and I'll send it to you. You know that.
You're still wanting to get that all squared away with the technicians out. At this time, I do show that equipment as being offline for those 2 rooms. We can be reached 24/7 at 1-844-800.
And you're not that far behind.
Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for using Cox Business Technical Support. Have a great day.
You're like a half a pocket. I don't know. I find it very frustrating. And you know what really frustrates me is when you know somebody's doing that stuff. You know, like you have somebody who comes in all the time at Pormouth. And then you see them other places and they're doing it. And you can't, and you know that people are feeling sorry for them and you can't do anything because if you say something, you're an uncaring piece of crap. You started garbage, you know? All right, so now I have that one. And it goes on the back of this. right there. Ooh, I forgot to wedge this corner. Now I have a piece stuck to my shirt. There we go. Okay. Try this again. Okay. Let me take this one off. I have to tell you, I loved the prototype for this, but I kind of like it decorated. Like I was in love with it, you know, before. Okay. So I still have to do the back, and we still have this last page to do, and the inside of this pocket. But you guys get the idea. Now, I did put this in, which is a change, simply because I think that a pad will work there. And you have all of that space. Okay, when you look at this, look at how much space you have. You have plenty of space to put a pad in here. All right. And you could use one of those, you know, those little legal pads, because your space here is 8 inches by 5 inches. 5? Yes, 5. So it's 8 by 5. So you can fit one of those small size legal pads in here. Okay. And then you have a pocket over here. You've got a belly band here. You have a pocket here. There's a pocket here. You have a big pocket here, pocket in the back. This is the last piece. And this is the same thing. You're going to cover this. And then this is your final pocket. Okay, this is the last piece in the set. And it is 3 1/4 by a 9, 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And this is your pocket that goes right here. Thank you, Miss Roseanne. I was wondering if you fell asleep. So this piece needs to be covered. Measurements on this one are 5, because this is wider than 5. So 5 by 7 3/4. So I'm going to cut a piece at 5 by 7 3/4. 2 pieces. I'm going to measure the 3rd time. 5. Trying to get this as in the center as I can. And then take the top off. 7 3/4 right there. Ink. Well, it's an option, you know. It is an option. And like I said, you have the pieces to do the original, do it the original way. If you want to do, you know, to do it the original way, you have the pieces to do that. And I did talk about how to put those in. Very simple. It's just like putting in 2 long pockets. But if you want to do the pad, you can alter that, you know, one of those pieces to put a pad in instead. It's entirely up to you. Okay. Skull. Going right here. Yep. I may be running out of paper on this. But that's why I say, you know, I give you the most, but use some of your own stuff. Make it your own. Don't make it look exactly like mine. Okay. Doop. Doop. Doo 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 doo. Do 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 do. Cutting off my corners. Wedging my tops. Just right click on the address and then copy and paste it. And you should have, if you can't, just contact me, honey, and I'll just send you the link. You know that. Come on. Whew. Sticky tape. Tried to eat my finger. Okay. And again, this pocket, you can put it on either side, inside or outside, whichever one you prefer. You know, go that way or the other way. I don't have any paper to do that, though, like I did over here. That sucks, because that would have been cool. But I don't have the paper to do that. Instead, I got a half a skull. Yeah, but if you left click and then open a new screen and then right click and paste and go, it'll take you directly to this video. Directly to the video. Yes, yes, yes. Very, very good. Very, very good. I have all of these. That would be cool. I could just like, right? If I had enough, I could just like hodgepodge this, Mod Podge this all together. Look. That would be awesome weird, wouldn't it? Okay, no. Okay. Good girl. I think I'm going to leave this because I'm going to use some of my pieces to decorate this. And the paper's very busy. So I think I'm going to leave that just the way it is. And then I'm just going to cover this back piece. Only my brain dead self forgot how big this is. So this is 5 by 7 3/4. 5 by 7 3/4. I'm gonna put this in. I'm going to get rid of that little piece. Take this to 5. Take off the top. 7 3/4. Right there. Inky dinky. Inky dinky doo. Inky dinky. Inky dinky doo. Out of the way, Carl. Okay. Test fitting. Fits beautifully. I do still have to do this back piece. I don't know what I'm going to do with it though. So again, I may just, you know, do some small pieces back there. You never know. Okay. So I've pretty much got this put together. So here's my front. And then I haven't done this part yet because I'm going to use my ephemera to do that. Okay. I'm going to use my ephemera to do this part. I haven't put anything here yet. I don't know that I will. I might, but I probably won't. I have a nice pocket here that I can put a tag into. I have a nice big pocket here that I can put tags into or journaling cards or whatever I want to do. This will hold 5 by 7s because it goes all the way. That's why I gusseted everything. So again, this is going to hold bigger pieces and they're going to go all the way over. You're not going to have that awkward, you know, it's way out here thing and it's floating in the air. Because I gusseted all of these, they're going to go all the way. Okay. Because this is gusseted. You've got that full pocket to use all the way to the bottom. Same thing with the one at the top. You have a full belly band top to bottom here to use. So, and then if you did this part here, you can put in a small legal pad. If you did the other one, you can put in paper as long as it's 5 inches wide and less than the 8 inches tall. You can get it into there if you just want to put in pieces of paper. Big tag pocket that we've got in the back, again, gusseted so you get that full 8 by 5. And all of your little pieces and parts just kind of fold in. Now, again, if you're going to tie this up with stuff, you're going to want to make sure that you cover this back piece. Or that you, at least put some decoration on here that you can use to hide your ribbon. Okay. But you do have some stickers that came with the kit. You have the beautiful AI pieces from those little things. You should have at least 2, I think there's 3 sheets of these. So you can cut these down and use these. They're fantastic. They're gorgeous. Enjoy them. And I did put the Pinterest address on the bottom of them so that you can go get more if you want to. There's plenty of other types of this on there. It's not just creepy. There's flowers, there's bees, there's plenty of this type of stuff. And they're basically dollhouse miniatures, but they work really well for journaling. And then there's, some other label pieces that you have, plus the stickers that came and the washi tape that you got, and all the other little bits and pieces and parts. So that's it. I need to take a break, clean up this mess. I will be back in about a half an hour. And we're going to be doing mixed media at 6 o'clock, my time, 6, 7, 8, and 9 across the country. So we're going to be doing some mixed media tonight. And, we never know where that's going to go because we let the phone pick the prompts. We use a number generator, random number generator, and it goes ahead and picks our prompts for us so that, there's no shenanigans going on during our shenanigans. But I need to step out and get myself a cigarette and chill for a little bit. If you have any questions on this project, don't hesitate to ask. Just, reach out and let me know that you're having an issue. If you've got a cam and I need to see it, I'll send you a link and we'll get together on StreamYard and or Facebook, one or the other, and we'll work on the project together. If you run out of paper and you want some more of this type of paper, that matches the set, just say something and I will send you, a link to some more sheets. I'm good with that. Let's see. If you want to get your kit and you'd like to get a free kit, all you have to do is join my Patreon. At a certain level, you get the kit for free every quarter. That's 4 kits a year. And a lot of them are exactly like this, okay? Where they're just these really, if we're going to be beading, I'm going to send you everything you need to do to bead. If we're doing this kind of a project, you're going to get everything. It's going to be pre-scored, pre-measured, pre-cut, and ready to go. So that all we have to do is sit down and put it together. So that's it. That's the whole thing. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I had a fun time putting it together originally and then went, quarterly kit. It's great. If you want to use a piece of paper to do a belly band, make sure that you put it on here before you don't crease it. Just put it on and loosely hold it with your fingers and then fold it over, because a belly band is very, it only works on certain things, like the thing that it's cut for. So that's it. That's my quarterly project. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I got to scram. But I do love you guys. And I try to find the best digitals, Christine. But, it's hard because a lot of places are like, oh, you can't use my digital for that. But a lot of places I've found a designer that's like, I don't care. Go ahead. That's it. That's all I got. So, new button. Love to have you hanging around with the tribe. 2, check your subscriptions, even if you've been here for a while, because YouTube's doing that filtering thing again where people are getting their subscriptions canceled. Check out the community tab. Go on over to the Facebook group. Free digitals available on my Ko-Fi. Consider joining my Patreon. You can find links to all of it in the description below. Until I see you again in about 30 minutes. Stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye.